Born in Kyrgyzstan, Diamond owns a 22-1-1 record, and he brings power with 13 big knockouts. It's fight night. We welcome you to Las Vegas, Nevada for Fight Night on OLN. And some big stakes on hand tonight with Kid Diamond trying to polish up that boxing resume against Jairo Ramirez in our main event, the interim NABF lightweight championship at stake. Diamond 22 wins and only 13 knockouts in his career. We're looking forward to our main event. And in our co-feature, middleweights, 10 rounds, a rematch. Jose Luis Zertucci and Fulgencio Zuniga will be squaring off tonight. 2 hours of live boxing on OLN. And we welcome you inside the Orleans Hotel and Casino, the Orleans Arena for Fight Night on OLN. Hello again, everyone. So glad you can join us. Bob Papa along with Wally Matthews, and we have two very intriguing bouts, and we'll start with our main event and Kid Diamond. He is a young boxer making progress in his professional career. Both of his parents are doctors, but he chose boxing to make his profession. Where does he stand?
They must love that, but I'm glad that he chose it. I enjoy watching him, but I'll tell you one thing about Diamond. This is a guy that was right on the verge of thrusting himself into the division. Fought a draw against Joel Casamayor, which nobody expected him to do. But then from there, he kind of stalled in his career. We see him there in his dressing room. He cannot afford a misstep tonight against an admittedly pretty unknown opponent in Jairo Ramirez.
Yeah, and we saw him on Fight Night. In his last fight, he got a win against Antonio Wong. Meanwhile, Jairo Ramirez, what do we know about Ramirez?
Well, we know that it would be a real big win for him tonight to beat Kid Diamond. We know he's a good boxer. We know he doesn't have a lot of power, only 7 KOs. He's a speedy guy. He's going to try to use the ring, try to avoid the pressure and strength of Kid Diamond.
He was a fighter that looking forward to this opportunity and possibly looking for an upset. Our first fight
thing in this game, you take nothing for granted. And if Kid Diamond was watching, and I'm sure he was in his dressing room, remember that. Take nothing for granted here. You may not know who the opponent is, but he can beat you tonight. Same way Omar Nino beat Brian Valoria in our last show.
Close fight, and it goes to Zuniga. All right, our main event, Kid Diamond. Interesting story. A 2000 Olympian from Kazakhstan, now fighting out of the United States. Both of his parents were doctors. In fact, when he was a young boy, he had to hide from his mother the fact that he was even embarking upon a boxing career, and it wasn't until she found a trophy from an amateur tournament that she found out that he was boxing. The father endorsed it. She wanted him to become a doctor, and right now he's trying to make a career for himself in this sport.
Most mothers do not want their sons to box. I can't imagine what a mother who's a doctor thinks of that most doctors don't want anybody to box.
Well, he is, and he's in the United States, and he's embarking upon a career. How about Jairo Ramirez? He was born in Mexico, moved to the United States at the age of 4, and he kind of comes into this fight as an unknown quantity.
Absolutely an unknown quantity. Scouting reports we get is that he's a speedy, stylish boxer. Not a lot of punch, only 7 KOs on his record. Needs to keep moving, needs to use the ring. It's a huge opportunity for him. As I just mentioned in our last show in August, we saw Omar Nino, a guy we knew nothing about, come in and dethrone Brian Valoria. So these things happen on a regular basis in boxing. If Kid Diamond is taking Jairo Ramirez lightly, and here he is coming into the ring, we could be in for another shocker.
Now, you know, he followed an older brother to the ring, and you know, you see his nickname Hiro, which is the rooster, the fighting rooster.
The fighting cock.
So
you know how vicious they can be.
So he is all set for tonight's fight. Let's take a look at the profile for Jairo Ramirez.
Well, he's got to use his speed. Use your speed, Jairo, because you ain't going to outslug this guy. Don't even try to slug with Kid Diamond. Channel your Omar. Try to find what Omar Nino found right here at the Orleans on OLN on August 10th.
So Ramirez ready to take on and embark upon this showdown with Kid Diamond. He mentioned he's fought some other Russian boxers in the past, so he feels comfortable with that style. He thinks that could pay some dividends for him.
all right, but he didn't fight Oleg Maskaev or Vitaly Klitschko, so, you know, I don't think you can really compare all Russian boxers. Kid Diamond is an entity unto himself, a strong guy who probably, Bob, has not done as much with his career as we expected him to do, or as he would have liked to do. I mean, the fight with Casamayor should have been his breakthrough fight. He followed that up with a loss. You know, here's a guy that probably is capable of a lot better than what he's achieved so far.
He is from Kyrgyzstan, which is in the southeastern corner of Central Asia. After the Olympic Games in 2000, he lost his third bout in the competition. He moved to Las Vegas and embarked upon a professional career, and he feels very comfortable in the United States as we take a look at the profile for Kid Diamond.
All right, don't look past this guy. We saw that again. I keep going back to Valoria, but he was looking beyond Omar Nino and got beat. If Kid Diamond's looking past this one tonight, he can get beat. Apply the pressure, attack the body. It's the best way to slow down a guy who wants to box.
All right, let's take a look at the head-to-head in our main event as we take a look at some of the key numbers for these two. By the way, Kid Diamond's given name from his parents was Almazbek Raimlukov, not Kid Diamond. And you take a look at the numbers right now.
They didn't name him Kid, you're saying?
135 pounds, weight not a problem, reach about the same, slight height advantage for Kid Diamond.
The only real difference there, of course, the age. Ramirez 4 years younger, but Kid Diamond at 29, certainly in his prime.
All right, we are set for the rules for our main event. In this bout, no 3 knockdown rule, no standing 8 count, cannot be saved by the bell in any round. Only the referee can stop the fight. For the introductions, once again, we welcome in Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Orleans Hotel and Casino of Las Vegas, Bob Arum's Top Rank Incorporated presents the OLN Fight Night main event of the evening. On the line, the vacant NABF Interim Championship, 12 rounds of boxing in the lightweight division. Sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission, Chairman Dr. Tony Alamo, Executive Director Keith Kaiser, NABF Supervisor Rex Walker. At ringside, the 3 judges scoring this bout are Carol Castellano, CJ Ross, and Pat Russell. And when the bell rings, the man inside the ring in charge of the action, referee Jay Nady. And now, for Fight Night on OLN from Las Vegas, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! Fighting out of the blue corner, wearing red with silver, official weight 135 pounds. 20 victories in his pro career, including 7 knockouts, only 2 defeats. From Oaxaca, Mexico, El Hero, Jairo Ramirez. His opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wearing black with red and white. Official weight, also 135 pounds. His professional record, 22 victories, including 13 knockouts, only 1 defeat, with 1 bout even. He lives, trains, and fights out of Las Vegas, Nevada, Kid Diamond.
Chief second only, everybody else. 1 guy, please. Do we have any questions? We have 12 rounds. Obey my commands. Your trunks are high. Can you roll down a little bit? Ombil, see your bell button. Okay. Ombligo? Okay. Touch gloves. Vamos a trabajar. It's going to work.
So we're set for our main event, Kid Diamond and Jairo Ramirez. Should be an entertaining bout. Diamond coming off the win here on Fight Night on OLN on July the 27th in Connecticut. Took care of Antonio Wong. Dominated him, landed 54% of his power shots. Ramirez last fought on April the 7th in Las Vegas, and he won a 10-round decision against Russell Jones. Just outworked Jones in that fight. Jones not very competitive. Left hand by Diamond to start the fight, Wally.
Seems to be coming out with some intensity here. And that is, I think, the biggest danger for a guy like Kid Diamond. In this fight, you know, it's a main event, but for him, it's just something that he's using to get to a bigger fight. He's on the fringe of being a contender. Needs an impressive win here to get the attention of the WBA and WBC, get himself in line for an eliminator or a title shot. You know, can't afford to come up flat here tonight.
No, you know, he, as you mentioned earlier in the program, on June the 11th of last year, had a draw against Joel Casamayor in a WBA eliminator. Diamond was down in round 1, battled back in the fight, close fight, and then his management team even admitted to us, made a mistake. They took a fight against Nate Campbell, talented guy, on just 7 days notice, and Kid Diamond lost, was stopped in the 10th round of that fight on the undercard of the Tarver Jones.
Yeah, and a decision like that can really set you back. I mean, he fought very well against Casamayor. I was in the Garden that night. That was the night Miguel Cotto knocked out Abdulayev at the Garden on June 11th, and I'll tell you what, he could have capitalized on that. He got a lot of attention from boxing fans, thought they had an up-and-coming guy here, somebody to watch. Follow that up with a loss, and there's some good work right there by El Hero, Jairo Ramirez, but to follow that up with a loss is just devastating to a career, and quite frankly, Kid Diamond's got to fight his way back.
Approaching 2 minutes into this first round, scheduled for 12.
Ramirez showing some good hand speed, good snapping jab, but you know, the Achilles heel in his attack here, only 7 KOs.
In fact, for Ramirez, his last stoppage came on July the 9th of 2004, so a little over 2 years ago.
Yeah, they're few and far between.
Ramirez had to deal with getting knocked down last year, February the 4th, against Rustam Nugaev. Dropped in the 3rd round, came back to win a 10-round decision.
There's some good work there. You know, the hand speed right now seems to have Kid Diamond a little bit confused, a little bit off his game. And that's what he's got to keep up for, you know, the entire 12 rounds if he can.
Final seconds. Round number 1, scheduled for 12. Main event, Kid Diamond and Jairo Ramirez on Fight Night. Number 1 Fight Night on OLN. Bob Papa, Wally Matthews, Kid Diamond in the black, Jairo Ramirez of Mexico by way of San Diego in the red. Ramirez, an interesting story. He has a full-time job, Wally.
Yes,
he works for Heartland Meat. And he's involved in the production of meat and cutting meat, working there. Works from 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. And you know what? When he has a fight, they give him some time off. He said they've been very generous with him. I asked him, you know, like in the Rocky movies, do you at least get some free steaks out of it? He just laughed and said, they don't like me that much.
He basically said, what, are you kidding?
How'd you score the first round, my friend?
You know, it's funny. I was about to write down that El Hero, Jairo Ramirez, won the round, and I thought, what, am I crazy? And then I heard Miguel Diaz in Kid Diamond's corner saying, you did nothing that round, you let him win the round. I said, you know what? Miguel Diaz is a pretty good judge. He's right, Ramirez won.
That's a slip. I gave the round to Ramirez, and we showed you the jab numbers from the round. The overall numbers, I mean, according to CompuBox, Kid Diamond landed just 6 punches.
Yeah, he was, you know, he started strong. He threw a pretty good combination right out of the corner. And then from there, he just seemed to be watching the fight along with you and me.
In fact, Ramirez threw more jabs than Diamond threw actual punches.
See, I think Diamond's got to work the body. If you want to slow down a guy like Jairo Ramirez, you got to hit him in the body. Oh, there's a good right hand over the top.
Whipping a shot to the body.
Well, he's a real good body puncher, and if I were him, that's what I would work on, because then you're going to keep your man in one place. It'd be a lot easier to get to him. You know, funny thing about Ramirez, you know, we keep talking about the lack of knockout power on his record, but he seems to be a pretty stiff puncher.
At least according to Kid Diamond's taste. Oh, wow! Counter right hand drops Ramirez. That was a diamond cutter.
Were you saving that up?
No, I just thought of it.
Wow. He was down for 9.5.
Jay Nady, experienced ref, takes a look. Ramirez has never been stopped. He's got a lot of time to negotiate here. Still 20 seconds to go in the round.
That was a great right uppercut, a very dangerous punch because you don't see it coming. It comes from underneath. And he is on wobbly legs right now.
Final seconds of the round. Cannot be saved by the bell in any round. And Ramirez just holding on.
Wow, I think Kid Diamond lost a couple of yards there.
Well, the doctor is going to come in and provide some line of questioning.
Back out. Let me look. How you feeling? I feel good. All right. No problems. You got everything back? You feel okay? Where are you at? Which city?
Las Vegas, Nevada.
Okay. Let's go. Go to work on it.
Great. He even got the hotel in.
He said that's Bob Papa sitting to my left.
Let's take a look at it, Wally. Short right inside.
And this is a dangerous punch because you don't see it coming. Hits right under the chin, snaps the head back, cuts off the blood flow. I'm sure Kid Diamond's parents know exactly what happened right there to Jairo Ramirez, and it ain't good. That's a great punch. See it again from another angle. It'll look just as devastating from here. Wow, you cannot place that punch any better.
Well, let's see if Kid Diamond can finish off Ramirez. Ramirez, was able to tell the doctor what city he was in fact, what hotel he was in, the Orleans.
Problem is he thought he was in his room.
Well, we asked him about getting knocked down in that fight a year and a half ago. We talked to him about that, and he said, I never saw the punch. Next thing I know, I'm on the canvas, and I'm looking up, and there's a referee standing over me. It was a weird feeling. Well, he got to experience that again.
I don't think it's a feeling he particularly likes. That was a very vivid description he gave us today, though. I'll tell you what, he seems to have recovered fairly well. And he's working at least on the equal to Kid Diamond now, if not outworking him a little bit.
Power numbers in round number 2. You see Diamond had the edge, and more importantly, he scored the knockdown. You'll have to send our congratulations here to Jairo Ramirez and his wife Guadalupe. On August the 12th, they welcomed into the world their first child, daughter Crystal.
August the 12th, so she's just about a month old. In fact, we asked him about that, if he was getting much sleep with the new baby at home, and he said he slept in a different room.
He got some sleep in the second round he wasn't looking for.
Brief nap. Wow, Diamond is just loading up now, trying to finish it off. Figures if I land that punch one more time, we're going home. But this is a crafty kid he's fighting. A good, sneaky, short right hand by Ramirez. Diamond came right back.
Oh, another uppercut. That was more of a half uppercut, half hook.
Didn't land in quite the same spot. More on the cheekbone, but right now Ramirez is being rocked by some shots.
Again, Kid Diamond tried to unload with the uppercut, and then he steps into a right hand and drops Ramirez. Remember, you cannot be saved by the bell in any round. Kid Diamond, see if he can finish off Ramirez. That's a push. That is not a knockdown.
Well, it's basically the second knockdown from the same punch because his legs are just gone. Well, he really should be holding on right now. He should not be trading punches at this point in the round. He's only got a few seconds to go. I mean, I applaud his courage, but this is not very smart.
So for the second consecutive round, Jairo Ramirez gets dropped by Kid Diamond. The doctor again will begin a line of questioning.
Let him in. Hey, let me look at your eyes for a minute. Let me look at your eyes. Look at me. Look at me. You feel okay? Come on. You feel okay? You can keep boxing. You can keep going. Let's see what you do.
How's your fighter? Pretty good. Now listen, I'm not going to let you get your brains beat out.
Let's see how you do. If it gets dangerous out there, referee's stopping the fight. We'll see how you do.
Understand? If you're getting beat up, I'm stopping the fight. You're not going to get your brains beat out in my ring. All right? Okay. And you guys just stop it before I do. Okay,
here's a right hand that dropped Ramirez.
It's a perfect straight right over. You know what? After the first knockdown, Bob, it seemed like a matter of time. Diamond is loading up on his punches now. Seems to know he can hurt the other guy, trying to finish it off. But I liked what Jay Nady told him out there. It almost seems as if Jay Nady and the doctor were trying to talk him into not getting up, getting off the stool. You know, they said, look, you know, you get hurt in this round, we're stopping it.
So for the second consecutive round, Ramirez has been dropped. Once was an uppercut, and then a straight right hand. And Kid Diamond, he dominated Antonio Wong back in July at Mohegan Sun here on OLN, but not like this.
No, not like this, but the right uppercut that he landed on Ramirez in a lot of fights, that's a knockout punch. All right, we're not even going. We're not going any further than that. But this guy showed a lot of guts, a lot of gameness to get up. However, I wish he knew how to hold on a little bit. It's making his life a lot more difficult.
Now walking in.
Yeah, and he's trading punches at a point where he should really be trying to gather himself.
And you know, the interesting thing, Wally, is you and I both gave Ramirez round one. He was busier, he was more accurate.
As did Miguel Diaz in Kid Diamond's corner. So
here's Game digging in. The Fighting Rooster.
Fighting Roosters don't know how to hold on either.
We have seen some thunderous punches tonight. Zatucci, Zuniga, and now Diamond and Ramirez.
Diamond just ratcheting up the pressure, coming forward, waiting for the right time to land that punch, not wasting any punches. I mean, this is true stalking. Coming in with absolutely no fear of his man's power, because as we knew coming in, Ramirez is not much of a puncher. Diamond now knows it for a fact because he's tasted a lot of shots. Coming in with his hands down, he pretty much knows he can do whatever he wants here.
You know how he got the nickname Kid Diamond, don't you?
No.
His first name, he's from Kyrgyzstan. Almazbek means translated into rough diamond.
No kidding. He's a rough diamond tonight. He's just a treasure trove.
Kyrgyzstan and the southeastern corner
Here we
of Central
go.
Asia. Like, give that to you.
You have the population?
Yeah, 4.9 million, roughly the size of Nebraska.
Why did I ask?
You know, when you work 6 Olympics, you got this stuff in your head. It's got China to the east and Kazakhstan to the north.
Welcome to the Travel Channel, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, this is OLN's Fight Night. Hey, with all that said, Ramirez stabilizing things here in round number 4 after getting dropped in rounds 2 and 3. Well, our next live fight will happen after OLN changes the name to Versus. Be ringside September the 28th. 2 former world champions will collide. Carlos Famoso Hernandez squares off against Kevin the Flushing Flash Kelly in 2 weeks right here on Versus, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Note the change in the start time, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. We go live from San Antonio. Kid Diamond, Jairo Ramirez getting ready for round number 5. An uppercut, right hand uppercut, dropped Ramirez in round 2. A straight right hand dropped Ramirez in round 3. Ramirez stabilized things in round number 4, meaning he didn't get dropped.
He didn't fight a bad round. I didn't think he won the round, but you're absolutely right. He's, you know, back on his feet and has things semi under control here. But again, until he finds a way, and I don't see how he's going to do that, to really get Kid Diamond's respect, it's just a matter of time before it happens again.
Left hook to the body came from Ramirez. Caution to keep it up. Jay Nady, you know he's in charge in that ring.
is a good referee who I think has really improved over the years.
Take a look at some power numbers. All you need to know about this is 51% and 2 knockdowns in favor of Diamond. All right, so what does Kid Diamond have to do now to end this show impressively? He's hurt this guy twice. He's dropped him twice. The last thing, I think he would want is to go on and win a 12-round decision.
Absolutely. I think that would be a terrible anticlimax. I think he's come out and made a splash here. I think he needs to close the show strong. What he has to do is set up that right hand again, because that's what he's done all his damage with. And I think the best way to do it is by left hooks to the body. I think the heads came together here.
Accidental clash of heads.
Well, Ramirez is not cut, and I haven't seen Diamond from the front. This seems all right. He's got a little bit of a knot, though, in his right eye, so he certainly has tasted a couple of jabs. More than a couple. I was saying I think the best way for him to set up that right hand, which is his KO punch, is with the left hook to the body. Bring those hands down and then boom, over the top. See, the danger here is that maybe he's getting a little right hand happy. Just trying to set that punch up and neglecting his other hand.
Diamond shoots a right hand to the body. Try to load up with that right cross. I'd like to see a little bit more of a consistent jab from Diamond. He's not very effective with it.
I just like to see a more consistent attack. You know, this guy, I don't think you necessarily want to be jabbing him all that much, because the jab is really his punch. You don't want to get into a jabbing contest with him. I think what you want to do is to get close to him. Get close to him, start working the body, hands come down, bang, over the top with the right hand.
Comes to the end of round number 5. Kid Diamond, Jairo Ramirez, scheduled for 12 on Fight. We begin round number 6, scheduled for 12. Interim NABF lightweight title at stake. Kid Diamond in the black and Jairo Ramirez in the red. There have been 2 knockdowns in this fight. In round number 2, a right uppercut. Kid Diamond dropped Ramirez, got up at 9, survived the round. Both knockdowns came late. And then in round number 3, a straight right hand dropped Ramirez again.
And if you're wondering why we haven't seen a lot of that punch to the head, I think we got the answer between rounds while we were in break. Miguel Diaz in the corner of Kid Diamond said apparently there's a problem with Kid Diamond's right hand. He said to him, for the next couple of rounds, just hit him to the body and you see your hand will feel better. I don't know if that's really the prescription for your hand to feel better, just hit him to the body, but that was the advice. So there's certainly some kind of a problem with Kid Diamond's right hand.
There are the total punches in the last round. See the high percentage again for Kid Diamond.
I don't know which person that right hand hurt more, Kid Diamond or Jairo Ramirez. It was a pretty good shot. Well, that explains, the lessening of intensity in the last round by Diamond, which I feared that he was basically going to lose interest in the fight, or maybe wanted to go some rounds.
If you throw that right hand to the body, though, you do run the risk of
hitting an elbow.
Yeah. He's going into the head anyway. Steps in with a left hook to the chest.
I guess he's thinking that the quickest way to get rid of the pain is just stop fighting. So finish him off.
Most of that blocked by Ramirez.
Maybe it's my imagination, but it doesn't seem like Diamond is throwing the right hand with the same authority. It's kind of a little tentative with it.
Well, he's digging in with his left hand a little bit more. Right hand up top. Hooks to the body. Final stages of the 6th. Midway point of the bout. Ramirez hanging in there after getting dropped twice. Roll to the end of the sixth. Well, the Mountain West Football Conference plays on OLN Saturday. The team with the longest winning streak in the country, the TCU Horned Frogs, laying on the line against the Red Raiders of Texas Tech. Two top 25 teams collide. TCU hosts Texas Tech live Saturday, 5:30 Eastern, 4:30 Central here on OLN. Quite a few hard hits tonight here on Fight Night. Kid Diamond twice dropping that man, Jairo Ramirez, in rounds 2 and 3 as we begin the 7th. And while you mentioned the last round, Kid Diamond opened it back up a little bit, but not necessarily the same zip on those punches.
Yeah, he seems to be reaching with the right hand. Now again, could be my imagination because we heard his corner discussing the possibility of an injury over there, but that's what it looks like. See, he's kind of just like laying it out there, not snapping it the way he was earlier in the fight.
There's Ramirez tripling up with the left.
Ramirez is one of those guys who has a lot of talent, but was unfortunately born without the one thing you really need as a fighter. You got to be able to hit.
Counter left hand hurt Ramirez.
Yep, see, that's the difference. There's not one punch Ramirez has that can have that kind of an effect on Diamond.
Ramirez with just 7 knockouts in 22 pro bouts in 123 rounds. Add the 6th tonight, 129. And, you get dropped in 2 separate rounds, and it's going to be pretty tough to win a decision, even if this goes 12 if you're Ramirez.
It's just remarkable that he's even up in boxing as well as he is, because those were not flash knockdowns. I mean, the first one, a lot of guys wouldn't have gotten up. Second one, a good, solid knockdown, and he just barely beat the count on the first one.
Diamond taps him. There's a right hand.
And that's the same punch he knocked him down with in the 3rd round.
Ramirez on the retreat.
See, now he gets a little right hand happy. He figures, okay, this is the way I'm going to do it. He's just setting up the same punch over and over again.
Cut on the left eye of Ramirez, probably from that last right hand. And Ramirez is going to take a knee. And I don't know if he's going to continue here. Cut on the right eye. Jay Nady's going to send Kid Diamond to the neutral corner. He's going to ask the doctor to take it, and they're going to stop it. I think it was a right hand, Wally, that opened up that cut.
Right. There was one that was very good and seemed to stagger him a little bit. Then he came back and threw the same punch again when Ramirez was against the ropes. And I think you're absolutely right. That's when the cut popped open.
So Kid Diamond shines tonight against Jairo Ramirez, scoring knockdowns in rounds 2 and 3, and then another blistering right hand sliced open the left eye of Jairo Ramirez. Ramirez went down, took a knee, 3 knockdowns in the fight, and that was it. Kid Diamond with the victory. I'm going to say that's Mom in the ring. She's excited. Rightfully so. Tremendous performance. Take a look at this right hand. Left hand looked like tapped it, and that opened up the cut. And then Kid Diamond steps in, throws another right to that eye, and Ramirez not able to continue. Took the knee, that's the knockdown, and that was it. For the official time of the stoppage, we get set to send it up to our ring announcer, Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Jay Nady calls a halt to the contest. The official time is 2 minutes 25 seconds of round number 7. The winner by TKO victory, living, training, and fighting out of Las Vegas, Kid Diamond.
So Kid Diamond drops Jairo Ramirez 3 separate times in this fight. Ramirez fighting out of San Diego, moved to San Diego at the age of 4, gave it a game effort, got up from 2 devastating knockdowns, got up, but gets stopped in the 7th round. Kid Diamond victorious, win number 23, 14th stoppage. Wally Matthews is with Kid Diamond. Wally?
Thank you, Bob. I'm here with Kid Diamond. As you said, knockout winner over Jairo Ramirez tonight. It started a little bit slowly, but you really turned it up in the 2nd round. I thought the punch that you knocked him down with the first time, the right uppercut, looked like a knockout punch to me, and I was surprised he got up. How about you?
I can give him credit. He's a strong fighter, and only one thing, he got not much experience what I do. So he's a strong kid, and after this fight, he got more experience because I'm not just a fighter. I'm an experienced guy, experienced fighter. So I was just getting warm up. Because I don't know, maybe I'm slow warming fighter. So, but anyway, I learned something from this fight. I learned good experience for me.
We learned you can knock a guy out with a right hand if you hit him right. Kid Diamond, good show tonight. Nice going. Congratulations.
I hurt my right hand in the 2nd round, so
we thought we heard that in there. Yeah. You kept using it though.
But I kept using it. What he can do, you know?
He did what he had to do. Kid Diamond victorious tonight over Jairo Ramirez. Back to you, Bobby.
And that was his bomb in the ring, celebrating the victory. An impressive performance by Kid Diamond. Finishing things off in round number 7, 225. He scores 3 knockdowns in the bout against the game Jairo Ramirez, but it wasn't enough. Ramirez takes a knee, and Kid Diamond gets stoppage number 14. Still more boxing action to come. You're watching Fight Night on OLN.